All right, guys, this one's going over the exam review part 2, the one that was handed out separately. So this is talking about function transformations. So what we're focusing on is what are we doing to this? So we have a +2 here. So if I go over and look in my chart, this right here I added, so this means I moved left. So this would be left 2 units. Here I have a -3, so that's going to move right 3, and then this +4 on the outside is going to be here, so that means 4, let's say up 4. All right, the next one, we've got a negative out in front. So negative in front of the parentheses is here. So that means I'm going to reflect over the x-axis. So reflect over x-axis. And then, of course, we still have to deal with the -2, so right 2. All right, this one down here, so we're multiplying by 2 on the outside. So if we look over here at our chart, here we're multiplying, and this is when a is greater than 1 and 2 is greater than 1. So we're going to stretch vertically. So stretch vertically by a scale factor. So factors of 2. And then we also moved right 4, and we also moved down 5. All right, number 5. So we're multiplying within the parentheses now. So that's going to go down to these two. And my a value is greater than 1, so this is telling me what I'm going to do with it. So we're going to compress horizontally by a scale factor of 1/2. We are moving left 1, and we are moving up 5. All right, this one has a lot. So we're going to reflect over the x-axis. So I try to start from the beginning of the equation and work my way to the right so I don't forget anything. This is going to be compress horizontally by 1/3. We moved right 1 and down 6. Okay, this chart here, just remember, so inside the parentheses is kind of backwards of what you would think. You would think if you're adding, you would move right, and if you're subtracting, move left, but it's the opposite of what you think. Outside the parentheses, like here with the +4, if it's plus, we're moving up. If it's minus, we're moving down. All right, use synthetic to do the factoring. All right, so it gives us one of the factors, so I can go ahead and write this here. So then one of my zeros is -4. So I already got one done. So I'm going to take -4, put it on the outside. I'm going to do my synthetic division. Now, if it's a factor, that means my remainder should be 0 because it's a factor. So if it's not, then you know you've done something wrong. So you need to make sure that you go back and you look at it. So here I end up with a remainder 0. So I have 2x squared minus 17x minus 9. I'm going to use AC method to solve this. So we have 18. So I'm looking for factors of 18 that subtract, because this is a minus sign, to equal 17. So that's going to be 18 and 1. First sign comes straight down. Second sign is minus, so we're going to make them opposite. Divide by your a value. So we have x minus 9. We're going to pull ahead on this one. So 2x plus 1. So those are my factors. Now, to get the zeros, you just flip the sign. So that's going to be +9, and this is going to be a -1/2. All right, and then the second one, again, take the opposite. So +5 on the outside. Again, your remainder should be 0. Again, if I'm going too quickly on some of this stuff, then you can always pause the video, look at it, rewind it, to make sure you understand. All right, so one of my factors is x minus 5. We already know that, so that means one of my zeros is 5. Open up 2 sets of parentheses. 3 times 6 is 18. Factors of 18 that add to give me 11. So again, that's going to be 8 and 3. We've done that one previously. First one is plus, second one is plus, divide by your a value. So here I end up with, 8 and 3. All right, totally wrong. I was not thinking correctly. Let's try this all over again. I made a mistake. So 18, that's going to be 2 and 9. Sorry, guys. Don't know where I was coming with 8 and 3. So 9 and 2, plus and plus. Now divide by our a value. So we have x plus 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And then here, this doesn't divide evenly, so pull it ahead. So 3x plus 2. So I've got x plus 3 and 3x plus 2. This is negative 3 and then negative 2/3. On the exam, when you enter in your answers, you're going to have to go least to greatest. So if I look at this, my smallest number is negative 3. My next one would be negative 2/3. And then finally 5 when I enter it in. All right, if you have any other questions, come and see me.